Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Today is November 12th, 2025, and I am here today to bring you our Hump Day lunch break. So hopefully you grabbed your lunch and you can sit and chill for a while, enjoy this little fun card that we're going to be making while you're eating your lunch. So let's go ahead. I'm going to be using the on the go 12 by 12 designer series paper. This paper right now is on sale for $6.25. I'll have a link to my online store and a link to this each of the products I'm using today in the description and of the video and the comments in the video, so that you're able to get that. We're actually going to be using, there's several pieces in this. You can see I've been cutting things up here. So you can see some of the different papers. I'm just going to flip through them really quick. Oh, and hey, this is what I was looking for. All right. So just a bunch of fun, like travel type papers. They're using a lot of our ink colors. And I'm going to put this all right back in here in this handy dandy little stack of mine. But yeah, really fun stuff to use. And I'm actually going to be using these pre-designed papers right here. So I'm going to actually be cutting this one out right here, and that's what we're going to be using on today's card. We're also going to be using our banner sayings stamp set and coordinating punch. I just had the punch. Where is it? So you get a set of 3. So now you can make your own labels. You don't have to have a die cut machine. You can just use the banner punches. These are about a 1/2 inch wide, so it does fit all the different sentiments in here. Can't wait to use it. Super cute project for you. And we're also going to be pairing it up with our Festive friends. Why am I doing this? Well, because I'm going to show you a way that you can use the stamp set outside of being a holiday stamp set. I love it when I can use a stamp set in multiple ways, and this one is really cute. I gotten the idea off Pinterest. I am so sorry, I can't remember the person's name, but it was just really cute. So we're gonna make a little I don't know, I want to call him a gnome or a lumberjack, or you figure out what you want to call him. So we're going to put that aside. Let's go ahead and get this trimmed out. So I'm just going to trim out this one right down here. So let's get that going. All right. And now I did use this one on another card, but I'm not going to share that card until after next week, only for the fact that, oh, I won't be doing it, but anyways, my live in-person Stamp-A-Stack is November 17th, so we'll be doing a very fun card there. My online version of my winter Stamp-A-Stack cards is actually Thursday night, this Thursday, so make sure you watch that, because you're going to get some really cool ideas for a few of the different stamp sets. It'll be a lot of fun. It is a class to go, so you can purchase the class. You can get the class for free with an online purchase. And let's get started on our cards. So I have this, and then I have a piece of Poppy Parade, which is going to be cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And I have a piece of Crumb Cake, which is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, folded in half. So I'm going to be layering these 2 pieces here, and then I'm going to be putting this one on top. But notice this is much bigger, so I'm going to have to cut this one down. So let's go ahead and trim this down. So I want it to be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I just wanted just a little bit of an outline, little layer going here. So I'm going to trim this down. Here's my 5 and here's my 1/8. I need to go, well, I'm going to get that little part of the heart. So 5 1/4 would be that there. It's going to cut off just the top of my heart. So let's just go right here. So I'm cutting off a section from my top, and then I'll cut off another little section from the bottom. So I'm at 5 1/8. And now the sides here have to go to 3 7/8. So let's see, I want to have my little guy on this side. So I want to cut down this side. All right. just going to get those pieces out of the way here. I'm going to make sure that it fits on my layer. There we go. It sure does. Just like I said, just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and do all my layering right now. And so let's grab out our seal here, right in front of me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just put some right on there. Layer this on here. Just center it. Do. So again, that designer series paper is half price right now. Bonus, right? Okay, now there's also something else I wanted to check really quick, and I want to see what the price of this is. So our embellishments that we're using, I want to see if they're on sale too. And no, they're regular price. Okay, so now we have our card base. Now we're gonna get started on the fun. So I need a piece of basic white cardstock. So I'm just gonna go over here to my little bin. I know I've got lots of extra pieces over here. So I'm just gonna grab a scrap piece. And I have my Memento black ink. And I'm taking my little Santa Claus guy here. And now that I've colored him in different ways, I don't view him as a Santa Claus anymore. All right, so I'm getting that all inked up. And I'm just going to stamp it right here. To make things easier in my world here, I'm going to go ahead and just trim this down because I'm going to run it through my die cut machine. And I got a little embellishment stuck to my hand. All right. Before I run it through the die cut machine, though, I am going to color it. And to color it, I'm going to use my stamping blends. So I'm pulling in my, my Smoky Slate, my Azure Afternoon, because it goes with this. Make sure I have both Azures here, dark and light. What's this one? Oh, that's Blueberry Bushel. I don't want that one. I've got my basic black, so Smoky Slate, basic black, Azure Afternoon, and then Poppy Parade. So I'm going to be using these colors here, but I also need to use my blends, my crumb cake blends. And I should have colored my paper in before I actually did that. And then I have my light skin tone to color in my little guy here. So actually, before I had laid this down, what I should have really done is taken my blend here and colored in my, is this light or dark? Okay, it's dark crumb cake, all right. I'm just going to color in my signpost here. And, all right. Again, should have used this before. Because it does bleed through a little bit. It should be okay because we're going on 2 layers here. We shouldn't have any problem, but I do like to do this beforehand. And color that in. I was going to give it a little bit of a wood grain tone, but I started coloring before I realized what one I had in my hand. So we're just going to color it all one color. I'll show you my other finished project that I have when I'm all done. All right, so that's going to dry and it's going to blend together. It's okay if I have some areas a little bit lighter and darker. That's fine because I really want to have more of a wood tone look to this. There we go. All right, so we've got that colored. Now I'm going to bring in my little Santa Claus here. That's not going to be a Santa Claus, and I'm using, this is SU 800, so it's, I believe, one of the lightest ones, or the second to lightest. So I'm going to color in his little face here, his little nose. I'm going around the eye there instead of coloring over it. I found sometimes if you just stamp something that your light color markers can kind of pull that ink a little bit. So we're not going to be coloring over the eye. All right. So I got his little hands colored. Oh, don't forget his ears. Can't forget the ears, right? Okay, then I'm going to take my smoky slate here, and I'm going to start with my light smoky slate, which is right here. This light smoky slate, yep. So I'm going to take that. And why am I using smoky slate? Because actually, I was making another project. My husband is a deer hunter, and so are my sons, and they're going deer hunting pretty soon. It's usually that week before Thanksgiving, the weekend before Thanksgiving, I should say. And my husband is kind of got salt and pepper hair. So I thought, oh, how fun if I would color the sky in smoky slate. So for the most part, it's going to be pretty dark, but I'm going to leave some areas a little lighter. I might come back in a little bit. Look under his beard here, especially in the mustache. I can laugh at him because I have grays too. He's a little bit gray in the beard and the mustache. His favorite thing to say is he never was gray until he met me. Well, I met him when he was pretty young, so of course by now he's, he's a little older. All right. So if I don't have it all the way dark, in some spots are a little lighter than the others, that's fine. Okay, so there we go. Just a little bit of 2 different tones there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color in his hat and his shirt. So I'm going to use my dark azure afternoon here. And we're going to go ahead and color his hat. So I'm going to start on the dark side right here. And I'm going to color his little, what I originally called his shoes, but I'm going to call these his jeans. We're just going to make that all dark azure. All right. Come back in with my light azure. Finish off my hat. So notice I started in the dark and then I went to the white area. All right. So there we go. Now we're going to pull in our Poppy Parade. So I've got, oh, that's Strawberry Slush. Poppy Parade. And I just need to grab my other Poppy Parade pen here. All right. The colors actually in that, it's just dark. The colors actually in the paper are Strawberry Slush, Azure Afternoon, Shy Shamrock. But I decided I wanted to use Poppy Parade. And I'm just going to make it all one color. All right, so there we go. Here's our little guy. Isn't he cute? Now, we could definitely just die cut him just like this, which is what I'm going to do, but I'm going to trim off that little palm on the top of his hat. So let's bring in our die cut machine here, and we're going to bring our small die cut machine here, and our dies. All right, that was your little interlude music there. Okay, let's go ahead and run them through the die cut machine here. Now I'm doing this video instead of doing it as a live, so I can't always see if I'm actually in frame. I hope I am. If I went out of frame a little bit, I apologize. Can't quite see because my camera is right there. All right, so now I'm going to take my snips here, if I can find them. And I'm just going to snip off this. Now, it's kind of got a little thick here because it bounced around in my die cut machine. So I'm going to just trim off some of that white. Just like so, all right? And I can trim a little bit more right around here. I just had a little bit more than I wanted. So you don't even have to have the dies with this stamp set. You can just fussy cut everything. But hey, I am a person that loves to get the dies that coordinate with my stamp set. Because it's, for me, it's like a must-have. All right, so we've got our little guy. We've got our card base. We're going to be putting them over here this time. And the other thing I'm going to bring in my little shimmer foam stars. I'm going to be using these white ones here at the top. Let's see, let's use this sheet here. Okay, there we go. So we're using those. And I need my paper again. Now, when you punch this out, I'm just going to show you, it'll go, you can get 3 labels all at one time, like that. But if you only want a piece of a label, if you only want one of the labels, take a 1/2-inch strip here, and that is not the right color. That was very vanilla. Right. So I've got a 1/2-inch strip here, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use this bottom one. So I'm going to line that up right in there. And one, I've got one there. I just need one more. So I need a total of 3 of those. All right. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now I'm going to point them in different directions because when I stamp, oops, this didn't punch out really well. If you have instance where your punch kind of leaves a little bit of extra, it's not a clean cut, go ahead and take some tin foil, aluminum foil, and just punch aluminum foil a couple of times. It'll sharpen that up. Sometimes when you get these brand new, they have a little burr, and so it doesn't always cut as well. But just punch with aluminum foil, and that will, like I said, clean that up. All right, let's grab our stamp set out. And again, we're using our banner sayings. So I'm going to grab good, wishing you good things. Here's to you and happy birthday. So I actually have those already mounted. And I am just going to be stamping in my Memento Black. So let's just take this. So remember, I have them in all different directions here. And I'm going to make sure which ones I'm doing in which direction. So my top one, pointing to the right, is going to say, wishing you good things. All right, there's that one. Then I'm going to have my here's to you, pointing to my left. All right, and then my third one here is going to be happy birthday. Now, when I stamp the happy birthday, I do want to go as far over as I can because it's going to be covered a little bit. All right. So there we go. All right, let's bring our card base in, and we're going to go ahead and put our little sentiments right on our card front. So I'm just going to actually make this easier on myself. I'm going to grab my liquid glue. Now I have a little precision tip bottle, so I'm just going to put that right here, like that. And we're going to do wishing you good things. Just hold it down for a moment there. And then here's to you. And then happy birthday. Again, I want to put it more towards the right. Then we're going to take our little, I'm going to call him a lumberjack, our little lumberjack here. And we're going to grab some dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Oop, forgot one. All right, and we're going to put him here, just like so. So just make sure, that's why we had to have that over to the right a little bit. Now, it's not quite finished. It needs a little something, right? So that's where these foam stars are going to come into play. And I'm going to grab my take a pick tool here, and I'm just going to grab some of these. I think I'm going to have, let's do one here, a large one there, medium there. We'll do another large here, We'll do a small one here. And then I'm going to just sprinkle another one in here for good measure. We'll grab a medium. And you can put as many on as you want. We'll just put it right here. There we go. Okay. So that is our card for today. What do you think? Nice and easy. We can definitely go ahead and put this on the inside as well. Stamp a little guy on the inside. But here is my original one. So you can see I just colored it a little different. I had to move them off to this side because my sentiment was not far enough over to the right. But yeah, just a fun, quick and easy card using a little bit of designer series paper, a punch, and your sentiments. You can use whatever sentiment set you have and, you know, whatever little creature you have. But I really do like the Festive Friends. Again, for my winter Stamp-A-Stack, I'm doing non-holiday cards, but I want to be able to do winter. So we're going to be using the Festive Friends set, and I'm going to show you how to make a birthday card, a one-of-a-kind card, just by using our little guy here. We're going to be using this little guy, our tree. So there'll be a lot of fun. Today is the last day to register for my in-person event, so if you're local and want to register for that, you can. Just make sure you're signed up on my email list. I have the email going out tomorrow. Or maybe today was the last day. Ooh, I don't remember. I'll make sure it's available on Wednesday today. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining me. Go enjoy the rest of your lunch and have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow night at Stampin' Fun and More on my Facebook channel at 6:44 p.m. where I'll do the Winter Stamp-A-Stack. I will upload that to YouTube so everyone can watch it on YouTube. And those of you that are coming to my house in person next week, can't wait to see you. Can't wait to have some laughs and have a good time making our cards. We'll see you all later. Bye.